We're going to get this one kicked off in 3, 2, 1, and we're on board with a pure gangsta APG. Let's see what he could do here.
And they're going for this initial strat. Last time they took out Lunchbox, who was bottom BR. But guess what happened? Snipe Down does that strategy that I talked about, where he will shoot that top right barrel. He'll either catch it at front library or it will fall bottom BR. So Snipe Down and the EG squad in great position right now.
Yeah, this is looking good for them here, and they're getting a little bit of that garbage time at the A hill as well. So with holding down BR tower, Snipe Down though needs to be careful. You notice that he was going to go for the push at the top, but because he blew up that fusion core, he had to just slow his road.
Even if he had that, they are looking for right now 3 members of Denial hiding around the library and at BR3. How is Snipe Down going to get out of here? I do not know, because he is surrounded on all ends.
Yeah, this is going to be really bad, but if anyone can do it, it could be Snipe Down. Let's see here. He knows that there's going to be a player right by BR2. He's going to just put one right to the back of the head, but he could not stay alive. All those members
collapsing on him, and look who has Sniper now. One of our other players to watch, Mickwin, the Michigan native. I keep saying it before, I mean, we see a lot of these top Michigan players coming out here and being at the top in Halo. We got Mickwin, we got Victory X, we got Lethal. I mean, can you think of any other great Michigan players that have played Halo?
Not at all. Yes, Walshy, we know. But I will say this much though, you know, New York's not too shabby either. We got ourselves Richie Hines over there representing New York strong. So, you know, I think we're in good hands. But Denial eSports, though, they have a sizable lead. Mickwin, though, having to back away from that one. And let's take a look at those stats.
Look at those stats. I believe that's just from the HCS Season 2 tournament alone. Against top 8 teams all weekend long, he somehow has a 1.3 KD ratio. That is insanely impressive.
Oh, he was lining that up, man. If Mickwin would have gotten that, he just would not have been human. So 26-3, Mickwin continued to go up top, gets a body shot. Players gonna have to back away, and they're just applying appropriate pressure over by that snipe tower though, and they're getting ready for C. Hines his movement down there. How do you feel about that, Walsh?
I like this angle from Hines, because what he does is generally on this game type, what you'd like to do is ideally have 2 towers. If you have the choice, yeah, you'd love to have BR tower and snipe tower as your 2 towers. However, if you can get BR tower and blue or snipe tower and blue, it sets up perfect crossfire, where as soon as you get kills like Mickwin's pulling off right now, you can make a push over snipe tower, and you can almost guarantee that soon they're going to make a push for this Delta Hill. Yeah,
they're going to have to, as it's going to be 25 seconds left on C Hill there, right at the top of the blue lift or grab lift, whichever you want to call it. Mickwin, though, having to stay alive. Maybe that player thought he ran away from it, but Mickwin's craftier than that. Runs up right behind him, gets the killing spree, maybe lines up for the double kill, makes it happen, and that is a great play from Mickwin there to be conscious of his surroundings. Meanwhile, though, 2 teammates of his
all
lose
4
position.
members of EG down, and they're spawning bottom blue. This could be the perfect setup that Denial is looking for. If they get control of BR tower and snipe tower, EG will spawn in library and bottom blue.
Yeah, so you saw Snipe Down got the library spawn, so he's actually going to try and trek around. Mickwin's going to just make quick work of him, or at least attempt to, as he's lost track of him just yet. Might just go for the back whack, gets 2 on him, maybe follows up with the next one, gets the melee, supports with the crossfire.
You gotta wonder about that play, so Snipe Down, generally one of those players who does as much damage as possible, whether that's trading to melee or getting a couple shots. Instead, Mickwin still full shield BR3 and able to challenge Roy, who's over at Snipe Tower.
Look at what Mickwin has been able to do at the BR Tower, Walshy. I mean, this is crazy. He's been here this entire time.
And I almost wonder, has he been here too long? The hill moved over to Delta. Did he get a little greedy and try to get the full perfect setup instead of just going for Snipe Tower and try and get that guaranteed time?
I don't know, man. I do feel like Mickwin should have stayed at BR Tower in that one. I mean, time was dwindling down. You're going to make your way over to E. He could have supported at BR Tower.
He was over there when he was there for 30 seconds even before it moved to Delta Hill. So the entirety of Delta Hill, he was over at BR Tower. Now that is good if you already have Snipe Tower under control, because that for sure spawns enemies at blue or library where they're at a huge positional disadvantage. But the problem there just seemed like he stayed too long. I mean, it's hard to pinpoint a problem beyond Mickwin where he gets 8 kills, stays alive at BR3, and is just getting kill after kill. But at the same time, it seems like maybe you could have used that extra help over at Snipe Spot.
And if you're Evil Geniuses, you're trying to capitalize on any opportunity you can get, as they are going to be trying to come back into this matchup. They do have a snipe as well. It's going to be Roy with it in his hand, so look for him to do some damage. But Evil Geniuses have lost control of E, and Denial have regained that one. So let's see what he's going to do here.
You can stop sending me tweets. I will not switch off Roy's screen until he dies here. Don't you worry. I'm not going to make any assumptions since he has Sniper's sword here at the Snipe Tower. gets 2 body shots, a headshot in the member in Hill, and is still going at it.
He knows that they have to get as much time as they possibly can here because they are going to be down by a considerable amount, and you're not going to get much out of A. So now it's going to be the story of setting up for B, and in turn trying to get some time at A. But I do feel like they want to focus on B a bit more.
The very beginning of the game, EG, they set up somehow, got the kills over Snipe Tower, and got some Hill time at the A Hill. But that's the transfer of power weapons into the control of APG. Let's see what he can do with them.
Yeah, where's that sniper? I think the sniper
might have flown off. I mean, I don't see it anywhere.
It looked like it was at bottom there. It looked like it was,
okay.
Yeah, there it is. It's
He's still looking for it.
Yeah, there it is. So he's going to have some ammo in that one. Maybe he can get to work and you know, make some magic happen. They have the lead, but still very fragile, especially in King of the Hill. You know, with the way this matchup has been so far, you can never really rest on your laurels. APG waiting for a player to transition into BR2, but he's not going to find it just yet. Maybe his teammate will try and lure out these guys, but again, it really is just falling on, you know, really Denial just establishing that control by B because they know that one's going to be incoming.
Yes, and APG is doing what he needs to do.
Oh, wow.
A lot of players are wondering, all right, he hasn't got too many kills in the moment, but he is just this threat this entire time. I'm going to stick on with Snipe Down here for just a little bit, and then afterwards, after Snipe Down dies with this sword sniper combo, I want to go into a listening with Denial to hear how they're communicating.
Yeah, well, it definitely is going to be interesting. So with that said, Snipe Down right on cue has fallen, so let's jump into this listening with Denial and see how they're going to maintain this lead as they're up by 2.
Back, guys, I'm pushing. Watch our backs, watch our backs. Entrance sniping. Watch our backs. Elbow right now, Just keep my elbow. They're gonna be back close to the snipe. Watch it. Bridge sniping, Austin, watch it.
Keep out this, top blue.
Yeah, just keep him out.
I'm going bottom
bridge sniping.
Top blue still sniping.
Yes, inhale.
I'm pushing blue,
Blue ramp.
Look at shot, Guys weak.
Top blue. One shot, top blue.
What side?
I got him.
I can't see.
Alright, get ready for new hill though. Get ready for new hill.
One shot WR, Roy, open bracket. One shot WR, Roy, go close.
Window sniping. Alright, let's set up the new hill. I gotta name back BR. Guys gonna need help.
One shot WR, come close.
Brad, push low.
Sword, window. BR2. Sword to bottom mid.
Brad, I got shot.
Sword bottom mid.
One shot bottom mid.
Sword, go blue bridge. One shot
bottom mid, guys.
He's going back to sword spawn,
B1.
Swords off.
Get up for hill.
Come in.
Guys.
Come in, 2 shots.
I
looked at blue.
I'm up blue too, Brad. Window. I died from window, Brad.
Stay alive right here. Stay alive, Brad.
We can get all 60 if we just hold snipe.
Yeah. Try to stay alive.
Swords on respawn.
Top mid. 2 shots, top mid. I can't see,
Brad.
Top BR shooting me.
He's weak.
Who's watching
Top of it.
There's 3 of them. There's a guy close bracket guy, open bracket guy, top BR.
Watch top of it. I'm gonna watch
pushing.
Watch entrance now.
How's pushing?
Window grenade me. They're gonna push the top mid. The entrance go. Push. I'm one shot. I got the shot.
Alright, watch the top mid. Entrance right now. 2 shots. Watch on entrance.
One shot back close. Back open. One shot back.
Entrance.
Open bracket pushing you.
Stay alive and snipe. Austin, watch your back, Austin.
Top BR, one shot.
Watch
Close bracket, one shot.
No, he's that one. That is weak.
I spawn BR. Watch the side push. Watch the side push.
Shot. Elbow, Brad. Elbow.
Top mid.
Yeah, you ready for new one?
Top mid.
Two guys
One shot.
They have sword and snipe.
Top mid. I got one.
Sword has 2.
That's 2 right now.
BR
BR behind me. BR behind me.
Coming, Brad.
Top BR.
Need blue, guys.
Top BR.
That's 2.
Watch it. They're S2. They're S2 looking down.
Not going blue.
Look how big. Now he is.
That's 2.
That's 2.
Bottom
BR still. Go bottom mid.
He's got sword on you.
Yeah.
Alright,
He
sniper in 5
dropped
seconds.
suicide.
Sword. S1 ramp. Might be hiding bottom mid. I can't see.
Sniper's coming up right now. Sniper's coming up right now.
I spawned blue. Or spawned BR.
It might be top blue. We'll have to nade top blue out.
Watch my elbow.
I spawned B1. I'm going low.
Window or that's 2 going low. That's maybe.
Man, snipe on shotgun really weak. And the guys.
That's 2. Going low. Shot.
They might have this.
I got one.
Back close.
Kyle, I'm with you. Back close.
He's on. Top BR now.
We gotta push down.
Jump top mid.
Alright.
Nading us, Brad. Bottom mid, Brad. Bottom mid. He fell
One
bottom
shot.
mid.
One shot hill. There's 2 there. Bottom mid. Let him have this time. We can
Yeah. Bottom mid to blue.
Still bottom mid.
Bottom mid to blue. Yeah.
That's 2. That's 1.
There's a couple guys there. Backside sniping. Looking B3. Watch top blue list.
I'm watching blue.
One shot has 1, dude.
I'm going low.
I'm going low.
Alright, we gotta start playing.
EG has established a firm lead in this matchup. Denial is struggling, but you know, one thing I want to take away from that listening, they were firm in that they wanted to hold Delta Hill for as long as they could, and they were setting up for it really early. And then as soon as Delta, you know, popped up, they lost all control.
Yeah, and you just heard some frustration there in their call-outs and what they're trying to break the EG setup, just because, as you said, they relied on that Delta Hill so much. They said, we're going to set up for this D Hill, push over there, be ready. But in the end, they ended up being taken out, and that's where EG amounted their massive lead.
This is going to be the last rotation here for A and B, so keep that in mind, folks. Time is dwindling down for Denial eSports to be able to establish this or get back into this game. They need at least a little bit of time on E, but it seems like
Lunchbox, the only member alive, trying to make a nice play there, but he ends up dying and drops Sword off map, so not all is lost in that case.
And they're getting some time. They're getting time, but Snipe down with that Overwatch position at the top of BR, that is dangerous. There is going to be a member of Denial on the push, and I think that was going to be a trade. Another member there as well on the nerd jump, so let's actually see if Snipe down can hold this one out. I don't know if you saw him or not.
Yeah, I saw that jump coming from open ramp, and I'm trying to see in my peripheral if I can see who it is, but that member was taken out. It was Chig, and now all the members of Denial are over at Snipe Tower and bottom blue.
Yeah, that's interesting there because, you know, it looked like at that moment if Chig was able to stay alive, you could be singing a little bit of a different tune. They need this time in the hill, and look at that, they're going for it. So Snipedown doesn't have much of room to challenge here. Needs to wait for those shields to regenerate. He's going to have just barely any shields.
He knows there's someone in the library, though. He's about to get flanked if he doesn't. All right, looks like he had a teammate there watching the library. Otherwise, I was going to say, the most important part right now is that EG needs to keep control of BR Tower or Snipe Tower. One of the two is necessary. However, if a team can do it right now, Denial could get control of both and scrap up these last 17 seconds. This game is within reach.
This is going to be very important for a Mikwin just running away with that snipe, and that is huge. B-Hill's going to be incoming here, and that means that there's only going to be a couple of seconds left for them to earn, but it is very doable. And with Mikwin holding that sniper rifle, but he has so much pressure, and that's going to be BR2 there. A great play from Lethal, who's there at the opportune moment to stop that one. Now can Lethal prevent Denial from being able to get any kind of control? He can't quite do it, though.
How many stickies are they going for? I just see so many different times you see all these members of EG going for sticks instead of putting some extra shots in players. They need to do some damage. 17 seconds to go. We're going to have to see if they can scrap that up in these 30 seconds remaining in the match.
Denial needs the time. Where are they going to spawn? You're going to find Mikwin, who is actually going to be into a battle there with Lunchbox wins that, but they can't get the time. 3 members of them down.
That's fourth. Mikwin, the last member alive that could have done something, and that is going to be an EG victory here on Lockdown, King of the Hill.
That was a tough matchup there for Denial, without a doubt. You know, they were in a position where they could have had one or two things gone their way. They could have gotten that time.
Where one, Denial messed up on that second Delta Hill. They had so many opportunities to try to get full control of it, and that was their plan. You heard